basic savings. Can you name anything that you feel the current city council is ignoring that you would attempt to correct immediately if you were elected?
I really don't see any big lacunae in what the current city council is doing. I think they're doing a good job of working with the city manager on what the city needs and planning for the future in terms of budgeting. I would hope to hear a little more in public, as it's possible to hear it, about what the opportunities are for redevelopment of properties that the city owns. One of the reasons I'd like to hear it is everyone thinks when you have a resource that if you just sold it, you could solve their problem. And I really doubt that that's the case. And besides, you can only do that once if you sell your resources. But I would like to hear more about, in public session, about what we might be able to do with probably the three developable or saleable properties that the city owns that those pressures are bringing to bear on, so that we clarify that. Hey, the old police station was partly acquired with housing funds, and we have to do something with housing if we're ever going to redevelop it or it's going to be sold. We have that responsibility. Let's get that word out so that people don't think that their pockets are full of little goodies that the city's just sitting on instead of giving people what they deserve. Thank you.
One of the things that the city council will be doing is looking at what we're going to do with the police station property. We have not been discussing that yet, but that's really right out there that we are going to do that. And I want to see us have something there that brings in the most revenue for the city. We have the Coleman property there that I met with the folks over there, and they're talking about putting in some houses on the Coleman property, which where Coleman College used to be. And that's been idle there for a long time. So we're looking forward to that when those houses go in over there. I've had calls about regulations, and I would like to see some of the regulations downplayed a little bit by the city. I've gotten a word about this one place where there was $300 for fog. That's fats, oil, and grease. And of course, that's law. That's California law. We have to do that. And then there was $2,500 for a small awning to go on a property and to protect the business inside where chocolates were melting. We've had very hot weather, August and September. I want to see if we can't make some kind of arrangements when these things come up and help the business owner instead of just this is the way it is and then turn your back. I don't think that's good for business in the community.
Thank you.
I think the City Council has done a fabulous job working for the issues that face the citizens of La Mesa. I think we are going to miss Mr. Allen quite a bit. They have gotten along, they have consensus built, they've done a really good job. There is not a burning issue that I want to bring before the council as my hot issue. I'd say continue to work on consensus building, continue to work on infrastructure and safety goals, continue to work on the pension liability as well as the redevelopment. I do think we need to be more business friendly, but I think that we are actually far more business friendly than most people realize. Coming from a real estate development background, people are so happy when they come into our planning department. Everyone is so accessible, so friendly, the fees are reasonable. There's I get that feedback from lots of our departments, so I don't see that as an issue that I would think needs to be helped right now. Again, I think it's very well run. Whoever is serving on the council needs to represent all of the citizens in La Mesa fairly, evenly, with integrity and transparency, and that's what I'll do if elected.
There is an issue that a few months ago I saw City Council bring up at a city council meeting, but I haven't seen anything done post that meeting. We have blight in La Mesa, and when I say that, I don't mean like you're on spring and there's some weeds and some trash. I mean there's entire areas where you have an empty lot. There was one on University and Park that every time I looked at it, I got a flash of Detroit. And there's an ordinance in La Mesa, dumpsters are not supposed to be seen. But if you start in Mission Hills on University or El Cajon Boulevard and you drive east, you won't see a single dumpster overflowing or anything in front of a building, an apartment, a shop, a store, a restaurant. Mission Hills, Hillcrest, North Park, South Park, Talmadge, Kensington. It's not until you hit City Heights, and then there they are, all the way through La Mesa. So for me, it's a cause. I'd like to see abandoned shopping carts gone in hours, not in days or weeks. I'd like to see lot owners who own empty lots in La Mesa, and they have the weeds up to here and garbage hypodermic needles. That's very selfish. Those owners, by their neglect, are hurting entire neighborhoods. So that's another one. So the dumpsters, the empty lots, the abandoned shopping carts, substandard buildings. I've had clients who told me what they had to go through to get a deck built, for example, and it sounds complicated. And then you see a building where there's a metal frame hanging and chunks of a stucco falling off, and you're like, where's the compliance on that building? I've looked up many of these substandard buildings. They're not even owners that live in La Mesa. They live in Rancho Santa Fe, they live in Poway, they live, most of them in California, there's a few out-of-staters, and I just feel like they come here, they jam people into their buildings, they don't care about the standards of it, and it hurts the neighborhoods around it. That is my big issue.
I think the affordable housing issue really needs to be addressed. There are less than 500 Section 8 houses for a city of almost 60,000 people. To get those, you have to get on a waiting list. I don't think they even take your name on that waiting list anymore. And in the meantime, we've had, I think, one project in the past 9 or 10 years that's had an affordable housing element, and that's the one down on the trolley off of Fletcher. So I think we can do better there. I think that what I have seen are 3 projects come through where there's been a couple of acres of land that they can put 15 or 20 houses on, that a developer can make a good amount of money, but it's not connected to transit. It's an infill project that I think we need to redirect our focus on there. And I would like to see us live up to what Sandag is asking us, because there are a lot of people moving here, and we have requirements for this. So we need to get on the ball and work on that a little bit. And I also think the homeless issue is something we need to address.
Oh, you did? I hope, thank you.
Do it again.